Hi everybody, it's Mary. Welcome back to another reading. And today I am getting a pull to read about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I cannot wait for the day when I do not have to say her name anymore. She will not be on people's minds. I've already given that message out that she will be irrelevant in a year. I'm hearing less than a year right now, less than a year. So, yeah, before I say anything else, everything I channel, everything I say, all my words coming out of my mouth are alleged and for entertainment and speculative purposes only. That's it. Okay, so with that out of the way, also let me get some business out of the way too. If you would like a private reading, you can check my main page and find my email address. It is TheMOSTTarot@gmail.com. Okay, so I do private readings as well, or it's nice just to connect with you. If anybody wants to write with me, I do check my emails. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, so what's going on with Gypsy? Gyp there. She made this song for Ken. Oh my god, cringe is not the right word. I don't know. The word is like, I want to sue her for hurting my ears. That horrible song. I'd rather take jagged rocks and rub them into my eyes rather than have to listen to that song, which I don't have to listen to that song, but you know, it's kind of like looking at an accident. You know, you can't turn away from it. And I usually don't look at accidents, but you know, in this case, I just, God almighty, I mean, I don't like him, but that poor man, like, what does he have to put up with this lunatic, right? So we're going to read some energy around Gypsy and see, because also she went on that, there you go, that podcast, with, I forget her name, she's so inconsequential to me, Andrea, I think her name is, and nobody should listen to me, and it's just like, exactly, no one should listen to Gypsy or people who, you know, go on podcasts with no no real knowledge base about what they're speaking. You know, this woman claims to be an expert on MBP, Munchausen by proxy, when that doesn't even exist in Gypsy's case. I mean, I don't know why Gypsy's still holding on to that story, that, you know, she's a victim of Munchausen by proxy. Clearly Dee Dee did not have it. I've said this before, I'll say it again. If Dee Dee did have Munchausen's by proxy, Dee Dee would be dead. I mean, Gypsy would be dead. She would have been dead a long time ago. She lived to be 23 years old, to unalive her mother, and basically, no, Gypsy is the one to have been the one to do it, to unalive Dee Dee and get Nick involved in that sorry scene. And no, so Munchausen's by proxy had nothing to do with it, and everything to do with Gypsy being a selfish little brat. And you know, mommy's gonna kick her out, and what is she gonna do about the lies about, you know, being wheelchair bound? I mean, maybe she's gonna still have to live her life like that, but without mommy's help. I mean, how's she gonna live like that? I don't know. Where is Ken since that song came out and the podcast? You know, yeah, I don't think these cards are good for riffle shuffling. And I want to know what the spirit of baby Aurora has to say. Yeah, these are not good for riffle shuffling, so let's just... actually, it worked. You see, Aurora has things to tell us. Whoever that baby is played by, you know, even if it's a real born doll, I do believe that there is a spirit of Aurora. I don't know what her real name would be on the other side. I'd have to ask. And since she's an angelic being, usually, unless they're one of the archangels, a named angel, but you know, sometimes God names the angels, or the head of the angels, like what's his name, Michael can name the angels in his army. You know, Raphael can name the angels that work with him for healing and things like that. So I don't know what Aurora's name is. I don't think I can pronounce it. But she's definitely, you know, I've said, whoa, this deck really wants to speak. I want to know, because it's that energy, the choice to continue having a fake baby as part of the story, or the narrative, as everyone's been saying lately. I don't usually say what everyone is saying, but you know, whomever that fake baby is, that they use a real, you know, a real person's baby. I think it's her cousin's baby. When they have to have a baby moving, look at the different weight, the different size, the different movements. You know, I mean, I knew about real born dolls back in 2018. They fascinated me that, you know, people would order them and treat them like they're real babies and stuff. And adults, I mean, there were children who got them too, but, you know, you'd see somebody throw up a video about how they went out to the supermarket and, you know, or Walmart, and people would stop them saying, oh, what a pretty baby you have, or whatever. And they'd be like, you know, they'd let them think it was a real baby until eventually they tell them, no, it's a doll. So, you know, I believe that Aurora is a spirit attached to Gypsy and Ken to an extent. You know, Ken is really dead on the inside. He's a really not nice person. I know I've said that, like, he's gonna change and stuff, and he might, but it's gonna, you know, it's like, oh, how the mighty have fallen, I just heard. And he's not going to be in the picture very much longer, I don't think so. But his deck is right here, and even though I use this deck for Ryan, sometimes I might use this for Bree, because I have information about Bree as well. But right now I want to figure out, like, this energy around Gypsy with baby Aurora, because she specifically mentions baby Aurora in the song that she wrote. It's about Ken. And Ken, you're the, I can't sing, and I've got a cold, a really bad cold. So, but you know, yeah, it's like, I mean, I would be so embarrassed if someone made a song like that about me. I mean, you know, I've had boyfriends write songs about me and stuff, you know, and like, that's really sweet and nice, and I get a little embarrassed or whatever, you know, but still, this song, what it says and the way Gypsy sings it is like, girl, you need singing lessons, you know. And I don't know. And then so she's got this thing going with the podcast, and her comments are taken down because the woman who runs the podcast can't handle the negativity coming her way. And that stupid woman, Andrea, to have Gypsy on her podcast. I mean, we were all sick of the story of how she survived Munchausen's by proxy. We're sick of it. It's a lie. We all know, most of us know it's a lie. If you know anyone who actually still believes that lie, please educate them. You know, I mean, we're only here making our channels and stuff, but like, let's try to help people. There is a person that has an archive of all the legal documents and videos, you know, so everything that we could look at and use legally, like those videos that I never want to have to look at again. You know, but they could help Nicholas, actually. They had all those videos and none of them showed up at the trial. Why? I heard some BS excuse early on that it was because they couldn't transcribe the format into a watchable medium during the trial, so that they did read what was the contents of what was in those videos. It's one thing to read that Gypsy said something like, my King Charming crying. I didn't know how to tell you. And stand up. And what, after she got Nick to believe that she could not walk herself, she got him to believe that. If she could get him to believe that, and then her stand up and, you know, walk a little bit and then sit down again, I mean, that just shows like how she really can twist somebody's mind up. And she was afraid of how he may react. And it's like, it's as well you should be, because she's a total bitch. I mean, like, why would she do that I know why she did that to him. But, you know, she's got the world believing this crap. I don't know. I have a song usually playing in my head whenever I think of anything. I usually have like 2 or 3 thoughts in my head, and they're fast. They're one right behind the other, and I don't know, I could go off on tangents, but then I easily refocus back to a song. And it's like, I don't know. It's Lady Gaga's Mayhem. I don't know. Something about I can cure your disease, right? It's like, who's going to cure Gypsy's disease? I don't know. Maybe it's just the title of the song or the album that I need to know. Mayhem is coming. Although, yes, Rose, not Rose, who is she playing? Harley. And she does that whole speech about they're going to leave this town and, you know, see around pudding and wait. Oh God, that's just so creepy. She's so sick. But yeah, let's see the energy around Gypsy right now for the fallout from the podcast and the song, the fallout. Let's see it from Gyp's point of view. And like what's going on around her. And then I have some cards here for Baby Aurora, because she's going to be the undoing of Gypsy. I've said it from day one. I know it has something to do with money, contracts, but the thing is that Aurora is money. Without Aurora, she's got nothing. So, you know, like monetarily, she uses the concept of a baby. It was always part of her mentality. She is obsessed with babies, but don't just take my word for it. Let's read some tarot and some energy. So I have an animal spirit card. Now, who was it? I think it was Audrey who found Gypsy's old account, one of her old Facebook accounts. I mean, I had a Facebook account that I cannot find anymore, but like on that account, damn it, I was friends with Gypsy. Yes, I was. It was more like a group of us, and I don't remember if we were Gypsy supporters or not, but no, yeah, I said it, a Gypsy supporter. You know, I think why a lot of people like me, or I can only speak for myself, I really despise her because she got me to believe her bullshit, her lies. I believed it. I believed it for about, I don't know, maybe 6 months or less, but still, I bought it. I bought it all. I bought the whole Munchausen by proxy story. I bought the whole stuck in a wheelchair. I bought the whole she wants things and Mama Didi can't afford them, so Gypsy's got to steal them, even though, you know, it's not a lot, really. I bought the whole freaking story that was portrayed in the media. I am so pissed off at the media and Gypsy for letting that false story, that false narrative be out there, you know, for her benefit. She's the one who profited. She is the one. I heard it. You can see it on where I said, like, there's all this information. It's called Gypsy Rose Archive. No archives. GypsyRoseArchive.com. And that person compiled together everything they could about Gypsy that is legal for us to see and for us to use. If we wanted to use it against her and or for her or to inform yourself. And it's just like she fooled us. She fooled us really good, especially with the, you know, the whole she survived this thing. And it was only when I started to think more about Nicholas that I started saying something's not right here. My spidey senses picked up and I was like, something's not right with this. Something is just not right. And, you know, like, I wish to God I could find that old Facebook account, but I wasn't the only person in that group. So it's like, I wish like somebody else out there would come out with it. So Anyway, right now, since Gypsy's dealing with the fallout from the interview. I'm sorry, my throat is really sore. She's dealing with the fallout from the podcast interview with Andrea, and Andrea has to like do damage control for the comments about Gypsy, because you know on Gypsy's TikTok page, the new one she made, even though she took Bree's old account, the account that she gifted to Bree, she took back. Well, and she's not doing anything with it. I mean, what a slap in the face. I don't know why Bree stays with her, which is why I have a deck here for Bree. I have a feeling that, see how Aurora's all the way over here next to Bree? I have had, you know, Bree and Ken. I have something else about Ken. But, yeah, it's just like on her, on Gypsy's TikTok account, she made it so that comments are limited. Very, very limited. The comments on her account also seem to be like one of those Amazon reviews for like, you know, free product or whatever. Of course they got to say positive things, you know, because otherwise they won't get paid. And that's what it looks like on Gypsy's TikTok comment section on anything she posts. So this is ridiculous. When is this girl going away? It could be less than a year. We'll find out when we read some tea leaves. Hopefully some months of the year cards will come up. But, and what the heck is Ken thinking staying with her? So what is the energy? Oh my goodness, the whale, wisdom. Okay, so right now I'm hearing that like, oh, I just got a fish. She's gonna turn into a fat like whale. I hate to say that, that's mean, but like she's gonna, I see her getting really frustrated. And even though I see her super high vibrational and super high frequency, which usually high frequency people tend to be thin, I also see her eating a lot of junk food and stuff. What does this have to do with the whale? I don't know. It's the sheer size of her right now. Oh, that's it. That's the message. She still thinks that she's like, you know, has wisdom to impart to us. She still thinks that she has a story. It's really a whale's tale. It's that fanciful. It's not real. It's not true. We all know this. And you see the balloons even. It's like in her mind, this is some kind of party still. So right now, from just this card alone, she's not even worried about what's the fallout too much, because she made a song about Ken and about how much she loves him, and maybe it'll be monetized. You know, that's what she's thinking. And she thinks she has wisdom. And I just heard the wisdom to know the difference. It's like I said many times before, she's drinking. She drinks. Okay? That's like one of the first things she ever said. That like I want to get drunk. I want to go to a bar. I want to have fun. And it's like that going to a bar is going to ensure that you have fun for real. There are a few videos out there too of her at bars with her saying like, I've had my limit, but I'll have more, you know? And so, yeah, this is a whale's tale of wisdom. You know, I mean, God bless the woman who wrote these cards and everything, who made these, but like, that's not I don't pick up the like positive story or the like, you know, healing journey from these cards. I just pick up what does this card make me feel? Okay, what does this make me feel? Gypsy thinks she has she has a present for Ken, and every time she listens to herself sing that song, and she's got it on repeat, I'll tell you that much, you know, she's got that on her, I don't know, Alexa, play, I don't know what the name of the damn song is, but, you know, and she feels like she's riding high, actually. She thinks that song somehow redeemed her. She's, at this point, she just wants Ken to stick around her, even though she knows that he doesn't really love her. He doesn't really love her, you know? So we have more energy around her. Lorelei, right? This is really creepy because I just read something where the main character's name was Lorelei. Oh yeah, it was this creepy thing that said if you think 50 Shades of Grey was, I don't know, exciting or something like that, then read this. And it was softly veiled pornography. I don't know if I could say that. It's pornography. And I just was curious as to what that link was, and so I followed it, and it was, yeah, it was kind of like a combination of not vampire. It literally said like if you didn't want to be a living sacrifice for a vampire, then, you know, you had to go with these werewolf type creatures that would take your daughters when they turn 18 and do things with them. At least the number was 18 and not 13, you know. But and then it was like, you know, if I want to read more, I can pay. And I'm like, I don't want to read this crap, you know. I just wanted to know. But and the main character's name was Lorelei. Gypsy still has those, you know, 50 Shades of Grey fantasies, and you know, she's still living in some dream world. We have also the aquatic theme still going on here, and she has a lifeline in her hands. She's more powerful than these dumbass men on this boat. Like, seriously, that's how she sees it. Like, she sees men and sometimes other people as dumb idiots, and she has them. This is a common theme I've seen in cards I get for Gypsy, that, you know, this is not an anchor as far as like to, you know, stop the ship from moving. It is more like a giant hook she gets. She figures out a hook and she reels them in. It doesn't matter how big it may be. Look at all the videos, look at all the, not videos, excuse me, the movies, the act. It won Emmys, you know, Gypsy's Revenge, all that stuff, you know. And how does she do this if she's half mermaid? Because she is some crazy ass mystical being, and like who does what she does, like mystical in that sense. She's not the average, and that I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in a really, really not good way. Look at this girl's face, you know, like looking off into the distance, doesn't even care too much that she has this ship in her control, and she just wants to hold on to it until she can figure out what she can do next. And, you know, she's just like off in dreamland. That's Gypsy. That's Gypsy. And we got a 4 here, which is stability. This is her fallback. You know, she keeps people, men that she could easily flick over into the water. It's like a toy to her. You know, we got women on this boat too. So I would say that Bree is on this boat, Ken's on this boat. My poor nails need to be done. Sorry about that. But, you know, yeah, it's she's got, even Ryan, I just heard, is on this boat. Who else? Let me see if I hear anybody else. Mama Didi, yeah. So she has her mama on this boat too. The idea of her mother. And these people are trying to live like regular lives, and she's stopping it. Just because she swam into their life, because she came into their, you know, swam into their life, you know, with these mystical lies. Like, look, the whale here is flying, okay? That's not normal. That they believed her, you know, they believed her. So I want to know, like, what's coming next for Gypsy is what I want to know. You know, that song, I just keep playing Mayhem in my head. My throat's sore, so I can't do it. But yeah, it's like she hears herself sing. She loves to listen to herself sing. Oh my goodness, this is wonderful. Many choices, uncertainty, right? Confusion. She is like, she has this here right now. She's in a holding pattern. I just heard that holding pattern because I also heard something about this whale. It's too big to move right now. So she's and again, the number 4 just reduces to 4, 13, which is the reverse of 31. Confusion. And why? 13 is whose favorite number? Our girl Gyp. Yep, it's her favorite number. And, you know, and it's supposed to actually, 13 adds and 31 both add up to 4, which is stability and foundational groundedness, you know, solidity. And but not in her case. It's like what she thought she had that's foundational and solid is not. Look at the first thing up here that says it past. She uses her past. She uses what's known. Shall she go towards the unknown? Who knows? Maybe. You know, she doesn't know. Perhaps the future is like where? Pointing right over here at maybe. Like, her future is, who knows? Like, I truly believe, like I said, she's going back to jail. That's why I wanted to see if it's Ken or Bree, because I still think it's Bree that's going to roll over on her. Bree's going to get really, really hurt. and roll over on Gypsy. Whether she just does jail time or not, although I do see Bree either doing jail time or she's gonna get like some community service. But whatever she does, she's gonna be humiliated, and by then she's not even going back to court till April, and she's facing a felony charge, so this is serious. And you know, if they tell her go to recovery or go to, Bree told me in that private message, I can't find it, I guess she deleted it, that she's been clean for 3 years. Okay, so since she told me, I suppose I can tell you. You know, I don't like to gossip, but and that's what I'm doing, reading about Gypsy anyway. I'm telling the facts, you know, from the other side. And so basically with Bree, she said that she was clean for 3 years. Now you're gonna tell me that someone is clean for 3 years and is gonna go buy 27 grams of Smith? For who? Who paid for it? I know who paid for it. You know, Gypsy paid for it. And, you know, because distraction. I wouldn't be surprised if Gypsy called the police and gave them the license plate number and said there's a person driving on the road that's unsafe or something stupid like that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be surprised if she took a break from all that, all those people. With that photo, I can't find it. I can find it on other people's accounts, but like, what are there, like 7, 8 people? It's the evening of Aurora's first birthday. Please, you know, like, I wouldn't be surprised if she took a break from her friendly get-together that night, Gypsies, and she went into another room and spoke a bunch of spells, and Bree was, you know, caught, so that Gypsy could look innocent, you know, and have her, I don't know, like, don't look at what's going on with Aurora. Gotta kind of, you know, Mama Christie's gonna run to the courthouse and like pick up Bree when she gets out of there. So, you know, I don't think Bree was actually incarcerated or, you know, taken in on the 27th, but I think that she was still dealing with the fallout. She either got, I think she got out, but she had to wait to see a judge. And, you know, Mama Christie's gonna come and fix it all. She's gonna take care of everything. So, yeah. So I want to know what Aurora's spirit, this angelic spirit that sticks around Gypsy and Dee Dee. Actually, Dee Dee and Aurora are friendly. You know, I can see them right now. They're holding hands. So what does Aurora have to do with Gypsy? Let's see. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, Aurora's done with giving. She's done. She's done with giving. She's done with the story. She's done with I hear she's going to be moving on to another soul who needs her help. Okay, we had the 8 of Swords, right? So Gypsy got herself entangled in this giant, I mean, oh, what a tangle web we weave. Yes, she got herself kind of blocked into a corner. How is she going to go forward with a baby that doesn't grow? I mean, yes, she's using her cousin's baby. I don't get it's Dylan. I really don't. But someone on her Petrie side of the family, Bobby, I believe it is. Although Bobby is supposed to be Claude's son, so I don't know. Trixie came out with that great information. That, by the way, thank you, Trixie, for the who Dee Dee's real father is. You know, I knew something was crooked path there the whole time, but I didn't know what. I was going to read Claude next, but let's forget about that for a moment. Yeah, Gypsy did unalive her grandmother. Maybe she didn't think she'd actually, you know, expire. Maybe she thought that, you know, this was more like an experiment type of thing, and she's going to see how much she can give her of Roundup before she gets sick or whatever. Like, I don't think maybe her intention was to see her become unalived, but I think she definitely, oh man, it's ooh, such a creepy vibe. Like, she did want to see what would happen. She took great pleasure in watching her grandmother get sick in one part of her mind. The other part of Gypsy's mind was that she loved her grandmother, but hey, who sounds like they have Munchausen's, I wonder? Who? get that child away from Gypsy as fast as possible. Gypsy got herself backed into a corner by using the fake baby. Aurora is part of it, her spirit, and she's happy to be part of it. She's happy to be part of it. Now we have the extra card, the Lunalapin extra card, and you see the moon's not full yet here, but we see the rabbit's face, right? So by the time the moon is full, we're gonna know more things. And this is actually, I'm pretty sure, a waxing moon, right? And then you would have the full moon and then waning. So the moon is waxing. I need my lunar calendar out because I need to know, because the last reading I did, I said by the full moon, which is February. This is the moon that's coming out. I forget the name of it right now, but I think it's a red moon. I'm not sure. Blood type moon. This is gonna come out. Gypsies, there's gonna be some fallout by the time of the next moon and full moon, and it's not gonna look too good for Gypsy. Is it gonna look good for baby Aurora? Oh yeah, she real happy. Look at that face. So calm, so normal, so like, yeah, this is the way things are. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's happening. With Didi is coming. with Gypsy is coming. The star. Nice. Aurora is the star to Gypsy. She's taking care of things behind the scenes. Gypsy is not the star of the show. Aurora is the star of the show right now, and that's what Gypsy's going to be leaning into. But luckily, Aurora really is. She's a star being, and she's an angelic being, and she's going to handle this. She's going to take care of this. Her existence alone. She did exist for a short time, and then Gypsy had a miscarriage, but that wouldn't have looked good on camera. And the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, this is brilliant. Get out of the way. Breed deck right now. Move. So this is really nice. We've got the Six of Pentacles under the whale, right? I'm going to look at that continuous. This is a whale's tale that Gypsy is telling, okay? And some crazy ass party she's having up there in the clouds. She's high, yeah, she's getting high. I know she's drinking, but she's keeping it under. She's control drinking, but she's still drinking because she can't handle what's going on. So she thinks better when has a few drinks in her wine. She just drinks wine throughout the day. It's still 4 glasses. So under this whale's tail of insanity, right? And and also Lorelei, right? Which is the name. I don't know what Lorelei means. If anybody knows, I'm perfectly happy to hear what you have to say. I don't mind admitting when I don't know something. I want to know. And I don't know, it just makes you think of that Cocteau Twins story song, because that's only my favorite band ever. And yes, you heard me say the Cocteau Twins are probably my favorite band ever. And so that's all I think about when I hear the name Lorelei, except I am thinking one other thing, and that is Elizabeth Fraser, the lead singer of the Cocteau Twins, had a really hard time in life. Sorry, I still have a small table. She had a really hard time. She became an addict from the fame, and she had 2 daughters, and she didn't know what the heck she was doing. I think only in the past 15 to 20 years, Elizabeth Fraser, the lead singer of the Cocteau Twins, came into her own. She got her life together. She had a horrible, sad life. The man that she truly really loved, I forget his name, Jeff Buckley, I think it was, he died. They were getting so close, and he died tragically. It was like an accident, and it's Gypsy's not Lorelei. It's more like the people in her life are like Lorelei. So we just have more we have more of this. See how this mermaid creature has these figures in the boat on like a anchor chain? She herself, by doing that, has entrapped herself. Gypsy has entrapped herself. The biggest trap of all that she laid for herself was Aurora, and it's all going to come out by the time of the next, maybe I'm hearing the next full moon, or I'm hearing the light of the moon. It's like a soft revelation. It's not going to be like boom, you know. It's going to feel like that to Gypsy, but it's more like this is a gradual revealing of the truth, and then it will hit, like the phases of the moon, you know, they are gradual and it takes time. And we're gonna have the lunar equinox, the lunar new year coming out next week. That's going to be interesting. Maybe that's when a big bomb will drop, but a bomb's got to be dropped, you know. In the meantime, usually Gypsy's a star of her own show, but in this case, Aurora is. This is going to have something to do with Aurora's coming out. And the choices, see, many choices, uncertainty. Gypsy doesn't know what to do next with Aurora, because Aurora is not real. And so she's got to figure out, since she doesn't have any contracts right now with Hollywood or, you know, Lifetime or any of that, like, you know, real, like, mainstream media types, then, and Aurora's not given anymore. Okay, there's not a lot more she can do with Aurora. See, this is usually giving and taking, a two-way street type of thing, right? And no, you see, what is right and just, you know, this is actually also Ken, I'm hearing. And even Christy and Rod, they're sick of Gypsy's BS. They're tired of it. They're tired of Gypsy giving Gypsy money if she wants it. They're tired of spoiling her. They're done. They're done. They're done with this. I heard Gypsy has a fat purse. She wants a lot of money, you know, and nope, she's not getting it, and everything is gonna change. Everything is going to change. So, you know, Gypsy's luck has been kind of on the outs down, so it's almost like it might change for the better for a little while. But look who's up here with a sword of truth and clarity. We got Aurora's on top of it. Don't even worry. Look, we got a snake over here, right? And we have this other rabbit figure. Oh, even the idea of Gypsy saying that she's going for baby number 2, not going to happen. Nope, because here's Aurora taking care of it all. She's keeping an eye on it all, and she's like, Aurora's in control of this particular wheel of fortune for Gypsy, and so Gypsy's confused. She's in a holding pattern. She has gotten herself trapped. So let's take some more cards. That's Aurora. From Aurora's side, what's gonna happen with Gypsy? I wonder what's going to happen with Gypsy. Literally, what's happening. 1, 2, 3. I have, ooh, sorry, I still have a small table. Okay. What is going to happen with... Yes, I did change Gypsy's deck from time to time. I like to give the other one a breather. This is the Sacred Witch Tarot. If you'd like to buy any of the decks I use, I haven't listed them lately because I've been so sick, but if you ever want to buy a deck that you see on here that you like, you can just go on Amazon. They have most of them. Sadly, right now, the Lunalapin deck is in my private collection and a few other people's, but a lot of the decks I use you can easily get. You do not have to believe that story that someone has to give you your first deck. If I waited for someone to give me my first deck, I'd never have a deck at all. I had to go buy my own deck. So, and just while I'm shuffling Gypsy's cards, let's see what else we know, because you see Gypsy has given birth to a monster. Here we have, what's her name? Grace Patrick? Grace something Patrick. Young woman in jail. She murdered her mother and stepfather, and took to social media, and she hasn't gone to trial yet, but she did go on social media and go to true crime enthusiasts. No one seems to know if she's looking for sympathy or real help. Okay, so it's like Gypsy, take to social media. That's right, go ahead, be a schmurder and become a media darling. Get paid to be known for, you know, schmurdering your mommy. Now she came up with that. She didn't come up with the Munchausen's idea all by herself. How come the Blanchards are so ready with that story? Why do they all know what it is? Why is that almost the first thing out of their mouth? Like, before they even asked, like, how Dee Dee, you know, was passed away, they're like, hey, by the way, did you know that, like, you know, Gypsy's a victim of Munchausen by proxy? I mean, like, it's ridiculous. Go watch the videos. Go watch it. Really, not just the FOIAs that we share with you. Like, go do some investigative stuff. Okay, so I got a card that fell out. Let's take it. So what else is going on with Gypsy? The podcast, Andrea telling her, like, I gotta cut your comments out, your comment section. I need a moderator. She wanted to hire a moderator to help her with that because she just can't handle, yeah, Andrea didn't know the can of worms she was opening. Anything Gypsy touches kind of goes south, you know? So let's see specifically what's going on in Gypsy's head. And then I guess we'll have to do Ken and Bree later. One of these two people, through Aurora's working behind the scenes in the energy in the what is it called, the astral plane, you know, the otherworldly realm, the angelic plane, which is where Aurora is. And I see her again with Dee Dee, and they're both smiling, and they're both in a really sweet, happy space. Ah, wow, I feel good right now. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you, Gypsy. I mean, Gypsy. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Aurora. Ah, they're so sweet. They're like waving. They're surrounded by like clouds and green mountains and trees and water, clear, crisp water. They're like in heaven. And Aurora's leading Dee Dee. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be hearing too much from Dee Dee. Yeah, you can go check out Candace Starr. I've been watching Candace Starr for a long time. It's just the difference between me and Candace is that she uses the spirit box and I don't. Plus, I think she's Palladian starseed and I'm not. I'm Arcturian and Syrian. So, not that it matters. We're all one. But other than that, you know, she uses the spirit box and I do not, because I just let them speak through me. And I don't know if she can go to the Akashic realm and I can. So, I've been getting a lot of downloads of information lately, but I don't want to keep talking about myself. So, you know, let's just see what is going on in Gypsy's head right now. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, her divine masculine is all over the place. It's a mess. She absolutely is. She is in a period of lack. She's in a period of lack. She's in a period of instability. In a period of instability, especially with money. I don't know how much money it costs to make a song like she did. Oh, what a waste of money. But you know, this is what Gypsy's going through right now. She's, well, actually, here, I just wanted you to see that better. But yeah, she's in a period of lack. I just heard some good news, actually. You see this now, the King of Pentacles does not necessarily mean that you have anything to do with Lucifer or the Prince of Darkness, but this card does often remind me of someone who is, because of the horns that this person wears. See the owls too. She's like, Gypsy's clueless right now. She's usually very clever about what she's doing, but this has to do more with money. I don't know why, but it has to do with money, and she's being told, like, yo, chill. You know, you like, she hasn't been posting much. She hasn't said what her next project is. Maybe she thought she was going to go be guests on other people's shows, going to get interviewed. Confusion. But see, I just had a little glimmer of hope, though. She genuinely might be changing. Or, more likely, she's become more miserly, more completely unbalanced. A real hardcore energy block going on, especially with money, which unbalances her life. I don't care how many times Ken says he's going to work. What work? What work? For real, Ken, what work? He might not go to work because of the storm? What? Look, I went outside during the storm. There were people, I mean, yeah, granted, I live in New York City, but he's not in that house. Please. We have the Six of Wands. So she's going to be successful with something. Who knows what? Let's see. She's going to have some success. I hear she's going to go back to the spell making. She's going to be casting some spells. I don't know. That's what I hear. She may be successful with some small spells that she's going to put out there. And the very next card is the Devil. I cannot make that up. Okay. Yeah. She's going to go back to her real master. And this is her real master. And this isn't even really funny. This is the Devil. Okay. And that's where she's going. She wants to chain Ken to her. Poor Ken is happy and gay, and she doesn't care. She wants him. She wants what she wants when she wants it, and that is what she's gonna go for. Yeah, that's actually what I was trying to say about the King of Pentacles here in reverse. I just said she's trying to do some spells, some small type spells. Maybe she's gonna go for the big one. Satan's gonna come through for her. As I just heard, Satan's coming through for her and gonna put her back into a place where it's not so I don't want to use the catchwords for the freaking card, the calmer waters. I mean, it's like there's just gonna be a lull for a while. You know, people will be picking on her, but we're also kind of getting sick of her. And so, but for her, this is a good thing, because she doesn't almost even care what we think. Almost. You know, but she still sees herself as powerful. She doesn't even have to look at us. She doesn't even have to deign to look at us. You know, she's too important. She's a freaking whale. Don't you know it? You know, she's a ginormous, you know, mammal that lives for a very, I think whales can live up to be 500 years. Isn't that whole Victor is? Didn't I hear something about also that Dan Gladwell was also a 500-year-old vampire? That's interesting. And read more about these little quirks, you know. And finally, we have the Knight of Cups. Oh, God almighty. Oh, no. It may be Ken that's in the spotlight with her, but he's leaving. Which I knew all along. He's leaving. He's happy and gay, and he's leaving. He is really tired of having to answer to whatever contract he signed. He's listening to that contract, and he's doing what he's being told to do. There is somebody new coming in. Either that or, oh, I just heard Ryan might come in, the knight in shining armor, but that's basically what's happening. Someone is leaving to get out of this insane situation and leave these storm clouds behind and move on like not like a whale, but you know, like how a whale swims through the ocean. It's all big, deep and everything, and this just flows. Yeah, that's right under this. And that Ken, I don't think Ken is leaving, because if Ken leaves, then I'd see like something huge other than the Wheel of Fortune here, which usually, but I think it would be more like a tower moment. This is just like, you know, Aurora's making sure that nothing really major does happen right now. I don't know why. Sometimes it's not for us to know why at this moment, but Ken or somebody is making more plans to move away from Gypsy, or Gypsy herself is moving away again from whoever she is today. And there's somebody going to be entering her life. It could be Ken, a different aspect of Ken. Ken might get back on board with the project. He could, because she's going to be successful with something. Spells. Shaitan. Shaitan comes through with really good promises. You know, and she's in contract. She has a contract with him. She always will have a contract until the day that she completely renounces Satan, if that day ever comes. Sorry, one of those tea leaves fell. I'm going to take 2 or 3 here. So you can see me shuffle them. But I'm a pretty honest person. I'm not going to if I shuffle or I'm holding a deck, you know, and something comes out, you know, I'll turn the camera on right away. I'll be like, yo, check it out. It's just fell out of a deck. You know, it's like, I don't pull cards. But yeah, there's some kind of King Charming coming into her life. And this is not looking too good for us, the anti-gypsy crowd. But, you know, life is life. We can't control life. We could try like Gypsy does with the, you know, the King of Lies, the Prince of Darkness. He controls a bunch of lies, you know, puts them out there, makes us believe in them. And I think we have our, well, that one came out unturned up anyway. Okay, I think we have our tea leaves, and then we can wrap this up. So we'll have to do Ken and Bree another time. But hey, events are always unfolding with Gyp. You know what I find highly strange is that I've seen some TikTok is, ooh, I don't like TikTok so much, you know. I like the people I meet on TikTok, most of them, but TikTok itself, the way it pushes you to, you know, be active on it, and just the way it's run, TikTok, it's like a gnat on crack. It's ridiculous, you know. It's like, don't even take the time to respond to comments, you know, just hard it in your like your inbox, right? It's ridiculous. There's it's from godless communist China. It's from the GCC. What do you expect? Of course it wants to poison our minds and make us stupid, you know. But anyway, what I've been seeing on TikTok is oh, just by the way, if you want a really good laugh, hey Cindy, you're great. Cindy in Tennessee. But you know who's really great? Bev. Go check at Bev on TikTok. She is hilarious. Oh my gosh, like, she's so funny. You gotta check her out. She's young. But the disturbing thing I've been finding on TikTok is oh man, there's a clip of Bree, and it looks like, you know, somebody just killed her, I don't know, her kitten. She had a kitten, and someone just, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, I can't even say, she like tore it up. I don't know, it's like she got the worst news in the world, and it had something to do with Gypsy. But this other trend that's disturbing me is that people are acting almost like when Trump was elected president, right? And people, including families, became very divided, and they're like, if you voted for that rapist, or if you voted for that, you know, Cheeto, whatever they want to call Trump, you know, you can unfriend me right now. Like, it's like I don't even want to say this into existence, because the frequency of what I'm saying brings it into existence, but like, people are taking anti-gypsy, pro-gypsy sides. And I still live in New York City in a building that's noisy, so sorry if you're hearing noise outside my door. But yeah, like, I literally have my table right behind this door right here, and then I have another door to leave my little space with. So sorry if you're hearing that noise out there. But yeah, don't let me get distracted, because the devil loves it when you get distracted. So yeah, that's the trend that's going on TikTok that I noticed. I mean, it's not a huge thing. I hope it doesn't become a huge thing, but it's like people going on saying like, yo, if y'all don't understand this about Gypsy Rose, you can like unfriend me and stuff, or you can stop following me. And it's like, hello, why would you do that over Gypsy Rose Blanchard? Why? She's not that important. You know what she's important about? How she's influencing and affecting other cases. So, you know, let's just see what the tea leaves say. Chain of events that will affect your life. Okay, so yes, this is a long chain that's been in effect since Gypsy, well, we could say since she met Nick and groomed him for 2 years and 8 months. Or, you know, we could say this has been a lifelong chain of events that have affected her life. The wheelchair, the fakeness, her lying to her mother, the theft, all that stuff going on, the ex-afflicking children. Bread, period, prosperity, and abundance. Look at that, right over Satan. We got that going on right there. I told you he's going to come in and rescue her. So she's still in alignment with him. Notice that her Catholic channel is done. Where's my Bible scripture for the day? Oh no, I'll die without it. My soul's in trouble. My soul's in jeopardy without Gypsy telling me, you know, what the Bible reading is for today. Oh no, I need her guidance. What? Yeah, dogs getting together with friends. I'm sorry, but not every single card do I listen to exactly what it says. It's not just getting together with friends, although I'm hearing right now she is for a ritual. A Shaitanic ritual, but you know, come on. I am the soul of a dog, Emma Wolf, right? And didn't she make that name Emma Wolf? I think it was, or something Wolf. I think it was something Demona Wolf. I think Audrey found the two other YouTube accounts, and there's like maybe 2 comments on each. Why did Gypsy make all these accounts? And then like only post like 4 things on each account. I don't know. It's just she wants all these titles, all these names. And it's got a past life recognition that she was somehow like not royalty like a king or queen, but she was somebody within a royal household somewhere. So this is why she thinks she should be treated like a princess. That also goes with her Disney princess mentality. But she didn't have... There are no real princess fairy tale lives. Not really. I mean, maybe Kate and William seem fairy tale princess life, but they still got to deal with life. And, yeah, Gypsy was part of a royal household. And she wasn't a king or a queen. She was more like someone who had a bunch of titles. And I'm getting it somewhere near Italy. I don't know. And she's accustomed to the good things in life. This was maybe in the 1600s, 1500s. I'm hearing Spain. But also King Ferdinand, who funded with his wife Queen Isabella Columbus's trip to the New World. Columbus was from Italy, and King Ferdinand also ruled parts of Italy and Sicily. So I don't know. That's what I'm seeing though. She has like Sforzenza. The name Sforzenza. I don't know. That's a family name actually. I'm hearing countess. Countess something Sforenza. That's Gypsy. That's why she got used to being spoiled. She's a spoiled. She hasn't given up her like, you know, her pastry affections and bread and good food and stuff. Yeah, she expects that in life. She expects that. I said she wasn't a queen or a king. She was more like a bargaining chip as a princess, but in her case, she actually did. I'm feeling she had a husband that loved her. Yeah, she's had this in her past. This is why she believes it's true. That's what karma cleansing is, or karma resolution. You know, it's like you recognize what karma you're carrying from your past into this life, and is it working for you? If it's not working for you, then you want to resolve it. It's not actually cleansing it away. It's like clearing it up so you can look at it and see if it's affecting your today. If it's affecting your soul, you're carrying it from life to life to life in your soul. How is it affecting you today? So Gypsy is hanging out with the dogs, getting together with friends. I hear she's going to make an appearance on one of those podcasts that Bree was doing where they stay up all night. What do they call them? The cockroaches or something? The roaches? I don't know. And Bat, take care. Enemies are working against you. Yeah, I think that's a perfect ending for Gypsy's reading here. I wasn't meaning to read Gypsy, but I did. And so that's it. That's what we have to say about Gypsy. Sorry about that little space out there, but sometimes past lives just come to me and I can't help. I mean, I should be able to help it, but I was also at one point I don't know, I won't talk about me, but like it's very, very easy for me to see the Akashic records. but what's hard is to control when I see what I see. They just come at me, these images. So yeah, so that's what's going on with Gypsy. Yeah, she's got enemies working against her, but there's somebody coming in, a knight in shining armor, somebody with a quest who's on her side, who's like, I will do anything for you. Oh my dear God, I heard it might be Nicholas. I don't know why. It could just be something as simple as him not telling that secret he knows. And I'm not really getting Ryan, although he would come in like a knight in shining armor for Gypsy if necessary. It's somebody else. She's got some other guy out there that she could easily manipulate, and she's going to do that. She's going to get herself settled. Satan's going to take care of her, you know, period, prosperity and abundance, right? She's not too worried right now. And yeah, I don't see any anxiety. I just see some blockage here, and the blockage with money, tangible money. I'm hearing it could be her father, not rescuing her, but giving her a hard time, like, and Ken is getting on her case, like, what are you spending money on? But he's not that worried because, you know, he's not married to her. I think I've drained myself here. Okay, just ignore what I just said about myself. Like, I don't want to talk about myself. It's not important. But just, yeah, the whole Idaho 4 thing, it's not calling to me the way Chris Watts's case is. That is. Because I see justice that could happen, that hasn't happened, that could happen. You know, that Nicole could end up behind bars where she belongs if she is guilty, which I believe she is. So but to what degree, what does that look like, all that stuff, that's why this matters to me. Whereas the Idaho 4, it's like that guy copped a plea, he's got 4 life sentences, and that's more like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but it's not unusual in my mind. He didn't do it to anybody else. It's not like Ted Bundy, you know. So I don't know, that's just my feelings on it. I did put on the community page a post, a little poll there, who you do want me to read about. I will look at it, I'll look into it, we'll see. I feel like I'm gonna fall over right now. This cold is really bad. I should feel like I get like a flu or something, but I don't have a fever, so who knows. Okay, so I'm gonna be quiet now because my head is getting all real congested, worse now, and so like I'm just not making things good for you. So I'm gonna see if I can cut the ending of this video off so that you don't have to listen to me babble on. So okay, with all that said, all that extra stuff said, and again, I didn't mean to read about Gypsy, but that's what came out, you know. So I hope you like this reading. I hope it helped you in some way. Okay, so with that said, I wish you much love, many blessings. I will see you in the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.